She lay there alone under the bright neon light in that hospital hallway, waiting for a nurse, maybe, to ride her bed somewhere to a room or to a lab for x-rays. She did not appear to be actually waiting. She had stopped waiting long ago. She just lay there on that hospital bed in the center of Tel Aviv in the middle of August, hottest month of the year. I recognized her, even though we had never met before that morning when I went for blood tests in that hospital. It is her story that I want to tell you. Friends, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters. A thin blue hospital sheet with miniature white David stars covered her tiny, naked body. She shivered. I am not going to explain and describe how the air conditioning was blowing deadly icy air through that corridor. I will just write that she shivered, and you will figure it out, won't you? Although you might think that she had a fever or that she was afraid. I might introduce the air conditioning after all. A few white, wild, thin locks were all that was left of the dark curls that once covered her little head. Transparent skin through which I could see the blood still running slowly through her veins. Eyes wide open, gray, watery eyes. But no tears, no fear, no sadness. I don't know her, but I know her story. The story that I'm about to tell you. Because it's the same story, the story we all know. I guarantee that my version will not bore you. A story can have different versions, same words, different meanings, same facts, different interpretations. You will enjoy my narrative. I will write the story of that very old dying woman whom I recognized without knowing her that day in that hospital in Tel Aviv. There will be several characters in my story. I have not decided yet how many. Some significant, others not, but all necessary. Of course, there will be me, Rachel S., 62 years old, writer, divorced mother of two, the essential storyteller. Without me, the old woman's story does not exist. Although it does, and I'm committed to write it. I will start by describing her as a young teenage girl. Just a description, no judgment, no feelings. I can't afford feelings. I will dig into her past, bring you her memories. The story will start when she was 15 and looked pretty much the same as she looks today on that hospital bed, except it was not a hospital bed. There were no sheets, and there was only one David star, not white, yellow, large. Facts. Always stay with the facts. I want to tell the story, the same old story. If it makes you sad, friends, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, I do not apologize. You will recognize that woman. You know her, like I know her. She died and survived millions of times. She loved, bore children, worked hard, cared, cried, and tried to forget. Once upon a time, there was a young girl with thick, curly, black hair. A young girl is running on the sidewalk while a little further down the street a bus enters a terminal. Her large backpack is like a block of concrete that is slowing her pace. She appears to be a teenager, late for school and determined to catch that bus. Yet, in another scenario, the young girl might be running away towards another town, a big city, where the man who promised to make her a star waits for her. In her bag, she put her favorite dresses and her dancing shoes. All of a sudden, the young girl halts and takes a telephone out of her pocket. She looks up in the direction of the bus. Not much time left. The phone continues to vibrate in her hand. It moves in the rhythm of her favorite tune. It's him. He wants to know if she has made it to the bus on time. She looks down at the screen that has started to grow bigger and bigger until becoming a heavy black velvet curtain hanging in front of her. She closes her eyes. She hears strangers call her name and laugh. She shivers, nearly faints. Are you sure? A little voice inside her asks. She steadies herself, lifts her head, opens her eyes. She stands on a stage where too many spotlights make her blind. It's showtime, little girl, declares the man after starting her favorite tune. The curtain opens. Okay.